What's up everyone, my name's Zion, and if you're new to the channel, then, well, welcome to the channel. I'm an American polyglot that's been learning languages for the past 7 years, and now I speak 7 languages fluently, and I'm learning quite a few others. If you want to see a video of me speaking those languages, you can find them elsewhere on my channel. And now I make videos on YouTube about learning languages and, language-related stuff. And today we're talking about the 5 things that I've learned in my language learning journey that will help you become fluent in any language. Language learning can be hard, and trust me, I've been through it 7 different times. And so I want to share with you the things that I learned so you don't have to go through the same struggle, and maybe, just maybe, it'll help you become fluent faster than I did. And so, without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing that will help you get fluent before you know it is having a plan of attack. Now this goes without saying, but there needs to be some sort of plan when you start to learn a language. I know it can be exciting and I know it can be daunting because you don't know how to begin. But trust me, if you sit down and write an outline and have a plan of attack, it's gonna make a whole world of a difference. That being said, when I learn a language, I usually stick to a 5-step process. Step 1, learn vocabulary and pronunciation. This is really important because if you can't read or pronounce the words, well, you've got a pretty big problem. 2, learn basic words and phrases. Now, a lot of people will end up doing this as their step 1, and sometimes you just can't help it. This is learning things like hello, how are you, where are you from? Just basic words and phrases to help you get through a normal conversation. Step 3, learn the conjugations. This is the meat and potatoes of just about any language. You need to learn how to take the verbs and conjugate them in their different forms. Now, this looks different in every language, but it's important all the same. Step 4, learn the sentence structure. Now that you know how to pronounce words and read, and now that you know how to conjugate the verbs, and now that you know basic words and phrases, now it's time to put them all together in a sentence. And that's where sentence structure comes in so handy. And number 5, this is kind of like an optional step, is learn the declension system. Some languages have this, some languages don't. If they don't, they usually have articles or something of that sort. By following these 5 steps, you can really speed up the process of learning a language and get to fluency so much faster. Number 2, the second thing that I do that helps me become fluent in languages is something that I hope you're already doing before learning a language, and that is consuming the media. Reading books in that language, listening to music in that language, watching movies or TV shows in that language. First of all, if you're interested in learning a new language, you're probably already doing one of these things. And if you are, great, keep doing it. If you're not, start doing it ASAP. Because unless you live in a country where that language is spoken, immersion isn't going to be easy to find. But you can immerse yourself. That's the great thing about this day and age. You had the internet, you have iPhones, you have computers. You can immerse yourself artificially by consuming media. And that's exactly what you should be doing. And if you do that, it's going to make it so much easier to become fluent because you're going to get used to how the language sounds, how it looks, and eventually how it feels. The third thing that I do that helps me become fluent in languages is speaking as much as possible. Languages were originally a way to communicate with one another, and one of the first ways people communicated with one another was through speaking. And so speaking is the most powerful thing you can do to learn a language. Now, this isn't always easy. Some people might live in a place where they don't know anyone who speaks that language. But again, the internet's a great place because it connects people from all over the world in a way that it's never done before. That being said, go on Discord, go on chat rooms online, or find apps online that are dedicated to people learning languages. You can find yourself a language learning partner and even make a brand new friend in another part of the world. There's just no excuse for not speaking the language. There's tons of resources. Of course, in person is better and it makes it easier, but there are ways. I personally use Discord to find speaking partners. I live in a part of the United States where it's not very easy to come across native speakers of other languages, and so I go online. I go on Discord, I find dedicated servers through a simple Google search full of people learning English and the language that I'm trying to learn, and it becomes a language exchange, and it's great, and I've made so many friends doing so. And if you're interested in Discord servers for the languages that I've learned, because perhaps you're learning them too, well, leave that in the comments below and I'll add that in the description. Now, the fourth thing that I do to become fluent is kind of tied to the third thing. If you listen to what I just said for step number 3 and you thought, well, speaking is scary, well, that's step number 4. Having confidence. Now, this isn't something you can just speak into existence. I get it. But having confidence and telling yourself every day that making mistakes is okay, that will help you become fluent a lot faster. Most people around the world actually appreciate when someone speaks in their language, and so they're not so concerned about the mistakes you're making. Unless you're in an academic setting, the mistakes aren't really that important. What's important is just speaking. The same goes for understanding. Not understanding is totally fine as long as you're making an effort, because if you rinse and repeat this step, not only will you gain the confidence, but you'll also become fluent a lot faster. A good example is babies. It's no secret that babies and young people are the ones that are able to learn languages the fastest. But if you think about it, these are also the people that don't have an ego to protect. They aren't concerned about making mistakes or not understanding. They're just trying their hardest to speak because, well, they don't even know a single language yet. And that's why they're able to learn it so quickly. If you can be like a baby and speak without worrying about mistakes or not being understood, you're going to learn it a lot faster. And the fifth thing that you can do to become fluent a lot faster is to continuously challenge yourself. Now, if you've already gone through the other steps in the language that you're learning, you've probably realized that you're starting to plateau, or perhaps you've hit a wall and you think, well, how am I supposed to get past this? It just seems impossible now. And you just want to quit, and that's okay, because I've done the same thing. I've reached that plateau and I've quit before. But the secret is to continuously challenge yourself. Once you start to get to a point where you're comfortable learning the material that you currently have or that you're currently studying, just sprinkle a little bit of the next level, the next material that you would be learning. Because by adding that extra level of difficulty, once you master whatever it is that you're working on currently, it'll feel great, but you'll never get complacent. You'll never get comfortable. You'll be trying to solve whatever problem comes next, which is the next level. So by ensuring that you're always using material that's at a level slightly higher than the level that you're at, you will ensure that you're constantly challenging yourself and that you will constantly continue to grow. And this is something that I do in my languages repeatedly. Well, there you have it, guys. 5 things that will make you fluent in just about any language. Now, these sound a little bit generic, but it's true. If you do each and every one of these 5 things, you'll see a noticeable difference in how you speak a language. And it's not going to happen overnight, and that's okay. But this will make things a lot faster. Now, if you have any concrete questions, any specific questions about any particular languages or any one of these 5 tricks, well, leave that in the comments down below and I'll try to get back as best as I can. That being said, if you enjoyed this video or you learned something new for yourself, then leave a like, leave a comment down below, and share this video, and subscribe to the channel, because all these things are good for me, are good for the channel, and help the algorithm recognize us. When I say us, I mean small YouTubers, because it's tough out here. Anyways, that being said, thank you all for watching this video. I hope you guys learned something new, and we'll see each other in the next one. Peace.